Each and every soul has a very important purpose. Every lifetime that they enter, each soul has a very important purpose. And if you have been wondering what you're truly here to do, what you're meant to be doing about your soul purpose, maybe you have the inner feeling that there's actually so much more that you're meant to be doing, but you're not quite sure what that is. Maybe you have even been looking for that greater meaning in life, that thing, that one thing that will really fulfill you deeply and feed your soul. Well, if you have ever felt that inner drive to uncover your soul's purpose and to really find out what is it that you are really here to do, then this video is for you, because I want to share with you 7 tips on how you can really uncover your soul's purpose and uncover what you are really meant to be doing in this lifetime. First, I would like to invite you to gain some insights into what does it truly mean for you to live your life on purpose, because it can mean so many different things for different people. Now, one thing that one of my guides, or Ryan, had told me once was that everyone's soul purpose is actually to awaken. And in the process of their awakening, then they will uncover what they are here to do, like the soul's mission. Because you have the soul purpose and then you have the soul's mission. Your purpose is truly to awaken and then to find your way in life again. Because when your soul enters this lifetime, well, you have amnesia, right? You as the human being, you don't remember anything. Your slate is completely wiped clean, right? You're a blank slate. And then you're learning all these things, but your soul still remembers from all these lifetimes. Your soul still remembers everything. Your soul knows exactly what you're here to do in this lifetime, in every other lifetime. But it's then up to you to then really awaken to that part within you and then uncover, oh, okay, these are my gifts. This is what I really enjoy doing. This is what feeds my soul. And this is what I feel called to do. What does your soul feel called to do? But start out with really getting some clarity. What does it mean to you to live your life on purpose? What would your life look like? What would be some of the things that you would be doing maybe? Or the essence of that. Start there just to get some insights into what does it mean for you, or how would you know that you're actually living your life on purpose? That is a good starting point, because then everything else kind of builds up on that. But you kind of have to know, well, what would it mean for you? How would you know that you're actually living your life on purpose? Then the second tip here is uncover what really brings you great joy. What feeds your soul? What could you be doing all day long and it wouldn't be work? Because when you do your soul's work, it's never work. Okay, it is never a job. It's never something that you have to do. No, it comes from deep within that you cannot wait to do it. That when you're doing it, it feeds your soul. It fulfills you so deeply. Oftentimes, it also has something to do with making an impact, being of service in a greater way, whether it is maybe you starting somewhat of a spiritual practice, a spiritual business, or doing some kind of volunteer work or whatever it is. But get clear on what feeds your soul. What is the one thing that you can talk about all day long and it never gets old and you're just glowing when you talk about it? So you want to look at your own life as well. What do you talk about that you're so passionate about that when you talk about it, you're just kind of starting glowing like this beautiful bright light? That is a good indicator too that this may be something that you may want to explore more so. But it's truly get clear on what feeds your soul. Now, this could also mean somewhat of helping others, being creative, working with spirit, whether you like working with angels or tarot cards, oracle cards, or channeling or meditation, yoga, those type of things. Maybe even you enjoy just building things. Whatever it is, really get some clarity around that. What brings you absolute joy? What feeds your soul that when you're doing it, it just makes you feel so fulfilled, so happy, so joyful. Start there. Make a list of all the things that really feed your soul. Get some clarity around that, because then the next step would be uncover all of those challenges and adversities that you experience. Really get some clarity around that, because we all had challenges in our life, but it's often those really the big challenge, the big adversities that usually take some time to get over, and I'm talking about usually like months, most likely even years. It is those adversities that give us the knowledge that we then need to then help others. because they are meant to teach you something. So look over your life and kind of get clear on what are those big adversities. And it could be many different ones with a similar underlying essence behind it, right? So when I started my coaching business, for example, I started as a business coach, and it was not going so well. It was not going well at all. I was struggling so bad. I had money blocks and self-doubts and all of those different things, which led me then to the spiritual awakening. I was going through a dark night of the soul, and then my spiritual awakening was like, it felt like a crash course in waking up to learning all the things that I need to learn to then help other people. Because over a span of 2 years, I learned a whole lot. So it really felt like a crash course. But all of those things that I learned, like the biggest adversities for me was money, struggling for money, the self-doubt. I thought I surrendered, but I really didn't. So all the things that I really am teaching my clients now, also how to really step into your power, not to listen to what other people are saying, but really being the rebel and listening to your soul's inner guidance. My challenges, the challenges I experienced as I was trying to grow my coaching business, my business coaching business, really led me then to uncovering what I'm really here to do, what really feeds my soul, what really makes an impact, which is the spiritual aspects, right? So you want to look over your life and uncover what are those biggest challenges that you had to overcome. Now, you don't already have to be on the other side, like you've actually overcome the challenge, but you're on the way there, right? Because I started helping my clients while I was still going through my spiritual awakening. I'm still going through my spiritual awakening, but I'm a lot further than I was when I first started. So you can already help someone along the way. So don't think that you have to be an expert first before you can help someone, but along the way. But usually those really, those intense challenges, that adversities, they were given to you. You were meant to experience them because you were meant to learn the important things for yourself, because you can't help other people unless you've experienced it yourself, right? In the beginning, I couldn't really coach business coaching because I didn't really have a successful business, right? And even with the spiritual awakening, I had to go through my spiritual awakening first before I was then ready to move into the spiritual awakening coaching. It was after I got out of my dark night of the soul in 2020 when I really then rebranded into the spiritual aspects, into the spiritual coaching. But I started my spiritual awakening back in 2016. You see, all of those life lessons that we have to learn, those really big, intense lessons, is truly what is a part of what we're here to do. So that is the next piece. The third piece here is get some clarity of those adversities, those big challenges that you've had in your life, to see how can that be part of what you're here to do. What are the underlying core lessons that you have to learn because of those challenges? And then the fourth tip is how can you combine it? How can you use your life lessons, the essence of your life lessons, all the things that you have learned with the things that really feed your soul, whether it's like say the spiritual aspects, maybe you like coaching, maybe you like talking, maybe you like helping or creative work, whatever it is. How can you combine both? How can you combine all these lessons that you have learned with doing it in a way that truly fulfills you? Let's say you have gone through a really bad breakup, really bad divorce, and you have hit rock bottom, for example, but then you really worked your way up, and then now you're this truly empowered, beautiful soul that is really standing in your power, and you have overcome all these limiting beliefs and all the doubts and all the stuff that you had to go through because of your divorce, and now you also enjoy tarot cards, for example, or oracle cards, or even anything else in that manner, right? Well, how can you combine that? Well, you could use oracle cards or tarot cards to help those who have also gone through these challenges with advice, with insights, with direction, those type of things. Just an idea. So you can see how can you use what you have learned and combine it with the things that you absolutely love doing and into something that you could actually start doing. And here what you can do is just brainstorm, just brain dump all the ideas that come up, whether it's I could be a yoga teacher, I could be a movement practitioner, I could be a Reiki healer, I could be a coach, I could start YouTube channel and just talk about my journey, I could maybe become a psychologist if you want to, or somewhat of a counselor. There's so many different things that you could be doing combining what you absolutely love doing with your biggest adversities. Even the creative work, whether it's like you really enjoy creative work, well, you could actually put the things that you've learned into beautiful artwork that can then be healing and helpful to other people. So just do a brain dump of all the things that you think you could be doing. Like really just brain dump all the ideas. Then the fifth tip here is, then when you have that list of ideas, you want to tune into each one. Like tune in first, tune in, connect with your soul. Really connect deeply. And then look at each of those ideas and feel into it. Don't listen to your mind like, oh, it's going to be hard. I don't know how. The how doesn't matter. All that stuff doesn't matter. What I want to invite you to do is feel into each of those ideas you have written down and see which one feels the best. Like which one do you feel that it just clicks into place? Like it feels just right. And then go for that. Let your soul guide you into finding out what you are here to do. Like I said, your soul already knows what you're here to do. Okay? You, the human being, you have just forgotten. So when you allow yourself to just brain dump all the ideas and then you tune in and check in with your soul and then tune into each one and see which one really resonates with you the most. You may then even ask, what is asking to be expressed through you? That is such a beautiful question to ask, because then it's coming from soul. What is soul asking to express through you? Because you are basically, you have hands, right? You have eyes, you have a mouth, you are the vehicle for your soul to express itself through, right? So ask, what is asking to be expressed through me? Because it's never coming from you, it's coming through you. Even if you do any kind of channeling work or healing work or whatnot, it never comes from you, it comes through you. Any work that I do, the channeling work, the videos that I record, it's never coming from me, it's coming through me. I talk channel. Every video that I do, I allow my guides to impress certain words onto me and they're expressing it through me. So this is a great question that you can ask. What is asking to be expressed through you? And let your soul guide you into which one of those ideas is just the right one for you to do. Then the sixth tip is, well, you then want to trust the guidance. Now, when you get the guidance that, yes, this is it, your ego is going to kick in like, oh no, I'm not good enough for this. I would need all these certifications. It's going to take so much time. It's going to take so much money. And who am I to actually do this kind of work? I mean, come on. Who are you kidding? Those type of things. You want to just totally disregard that, ignore it, say, I don't care what you have to say. No, I listen to my soul. You want to trust that if you're tuning into these ideas and you get one or maybe even two that just feel so exciting and so right, then listen to that. Trust that inner guidance, because the right thing will stretch you. The right thing will make you feel uncomfortable. When I first found out I'm supposed to help those on their spiritual awakening with their spiritual awakening, I'm like, what? Me? Really? Right? So it stretched me too. But once you lean into that, and you start taking the steps, you will realize that you're growing along the way as well. And it is so powerful when you really step into the work that you're here to do. And then all that small-minded thinking is, yeah, it's always going to be there, right? I still have doubts coming up. I still have limiting beliefs that are coming up that I have to break through. But the thing is, when you're really embracing your soul's mission, your soul's purpose, and you make that so important, and all that nonsense stuff from your ego is going to be, yes, it's going to be there, but then you don't care what your ego is trying to throw at you. Your mission of really doing the work that feeds your soul will be so important, will be so intense that it won't matter. And one thing I want to share with you is that my guides had shared with me, because I was struggling with, limiting beliefs and doubts and all of those things, especially in the beginning of this journey. And my guides told me that it's not about me. It's not about my fears, my limiting beliefs, my doubts, or any of my stuff. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with anything. What's most important is what I'm here to do. What my soul has come here to do, which is to be of greater service to humanity, to make an impact, to use my gifts for the greater good. That's what's important. It's important for me to help awakening souls like you to awaken to your power within, to step into your power and to create the life that you're meant to live. My stuff is not important. My fears, my doubts, not important. And I want to extend that to you as well. Your stuff, your doubts, your fears, your limiting beliefs, not important. What is important is that what you're here to do, what your soul has come here to do. And I really want to invite you, make this your mantra, that it's not about me, it's about what I'm here to do. And the seventh and final tip is you want to act on the insights that you have gained. When you tune in and you get the insights of what you're here to do, what really feeds your soul, what really feels in alignment, you want to act on that. You want to be in movement, in motion, like taking steps, even if it's just doing some research about it, getting some ideas of what else can I do, making a plan, writing stuff down, journaling about it, talking to someone about it, maybe hiring someone that can help you, or whatever it is. Or maybe buying a course or whatever it is, right? But doing something that will help you move forward. I know for me, one day I'm going to be on stage, but I'm not ready for that yet. But I'm growing ready because these videos are helping me get ready for that. I've known I'm meant to be on stage many, many years ago, but many, many years ago, I was less ready than I am now. But still, I'm not ready for that. But you see, the thing is, the more you start taking actions on it, then you're moving into that direction. So start taking actions on the ideas that you're being given, the insights that you're being given from your soul, and step into that. Really embody that. Make it yours. Like, this is what you want to do. And I want to invite you to check out a video about how to listen to your inner calling and really step into your power and go after what you're here to do. The link is in the description below. Because you have a calling, right? You are here to do something more than what you have been doing. And it's about listening within. It's about tuning in and trusting the guidance that you're receiving. Okay? So here are the 7 tips of how to really know exactly what you're here to do. Now, if you like this video so far, do me a favor, hit the like button, and then also leave me a comment below. Let me know, because I would really like to know, are you already aware of what you are meant to do? Are you maybe already doing it, just maybe in a smaller way, and you feel like that there's such a more evolved way possible for you? I would love to know. And if you're not sure what you're here to do, and even going through this exercise, you're still not quite sure what to do, I want to invite you to consider either my Life Purpose Akashic Record Reading or my Your Year Ahead Akashic Record Reading, because that will give you the insights and the clarity of what you are here to do. If you want to have a roadmap, a blueprint for your life for the next 12 months, or just about your life purpose, definitely check out the links in the description below. Whether you feel called to consider the Life Purpose Activator reading or the Your Year Ahead reading, let your soul guide you of which one is the right thing for you to do, and it will be just the right thing. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Now be sure to check out this next video here about how to really listen to your inner calling so you can really step into living your life on purpose. I think you're gonna love it, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make it an amazingly abundant, successful day. Namaste.